Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is the North America Race Room YouTube channel associated with the North America Race Room Discord community. We've got a 40-minute ranked race this evening of the Porsche Carrera Cup Classics at the Mazda Raceway, WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Whether you love it or you hate it, it's back. It's here again. So yeah, I don't know. It's late. It's 10:37. We've got about 18 minutes left of practice here. Looks like there's 4 people. No, we're up to 6. 6 people in the server at the moment. So hopefully we get a few more jump in before qualifying starts. This is an official ranked race. So once qualifying starts, it is locked. With no further joining allowed. So as you can kind of see here, kind of trying something new where we've got the main broadcast screen, obviously where it always is there in the middle, but a little fun addition this evening is we've got Scott Galbraith, his point of view being also in VR in the lower right, left-hand screen. My apologies. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that does. I'm not sure how that's going to look either during this broadcast or even after, if it's rewatched. But it's something that kind of wanted to play around with. Wanted to see. Scott volunteered to show his point of view throughout the race, so it'll be kind of interesting and kind of fun to watch that portion of it within VR, almost like he's there. Along with the broadcast that we always see. So, as I said, this is the Porsche Carrera Cup, Laguna Seca. I would have to assume that everyone is kind of familiar with Laguna Seca, but if you're not, I have a very quick and easy track guide here. So there's 11 turns total. So, is it technical? No, but is it a difficult track? Yes, it is. One is, put pretty much flat out, pretty easy. Right after the start-finish line, then you have the Andretti hairpin, which is really just a very, very long single corner. Turn 2, into turn 3. Which then goes into 4, obviously, then all the way around to a somewhat easy 5. Number 6 is where you really have to watch yourself. At least in Race Room, along with probably other sims, there are curbs on the inside of 6 that if you hit that, your suspension will probably be gone completely and will pretty much probably ruin your race. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. But if you make it through 6 fine, then you hit the Ray Hall straight up to 7. Then comes the crazy corkscrew, where it's kind of a blind corner in a way as you come over the crest of the initial hill. Then you go down, very sharp turn to the right going down the hill. It's crazy. So we're gonna see. You're going to see a lot of things within 6, 7, 8 this evening. That's probably where a lot of issues will happen, if they happen. But if you make it through the corkscrew, you then have a left-hander of 9, into a right-hander of 10, into a pretty much a 90-degree, maybe a little bit more, but very sharp left of 11, down over the start-finish line. And that's basically one lap that you'll have to do for 40 minutes. Looks like times right now in practice are about 1:36, maybe 1:37. So we will probably see 25, 26, mid-20s for laps. So it's gonna be fun to watch. So from the track guide, we're going to move on to a very simple class if you're not really familiar with these cars. These cars are, at least for me, very tough to drive. They spin very easy. All I can say is that they're tough. They are a beast to handle, and if you can handle them, then you're doing pretty well for yourself. So for this, as I said, it's very simple. But this evening is the Porsche 911 Carrera Cup. These are early 90 cars, manufactured between 1990 and 1994. They have a 5-speed gearbox with a 3.6 liter flat 6 engine that can produce 250 plus horsepower. The version that's in Race Room is the 1990-91 version with 265 horsepower. The weight is 1,158 kilograms, including the driver, with the engine being a 3.6 liter flat 6. So just a very simple background to the car itself, and then the version that's also in Race Room that will be in this race this evening. And then finally, before we get back into the practice, kind of like what we did for the Suzuka Endurance, I decided to do a very simple, I'll call it a pace car lap. I did this in about 1 minute and 41 seconds, which would be almost 5 seconds off the pace currently in practice at the moment. So I hope you enjoy this. This will kind of show you from the point of view of the driver what they're going to come across in those 11 turns around this circuit. So here we go. So as you can see here coming across, there's the start-finish line. There's turn 1. Then that flows right down into turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. As you can see, kind of a turn there, then it just flows right into the next turn. You got to kind of keep it closer to the inside, which I did not at that point. That comes right around into turn 3, and you go underneath the walk bridge, which then will feed you into turn 4. I would assume these folks in this race this evening will have better driving skills than what I have here at the moment. That takes you into turn 5 there. A fairly simple turn. There's not a whole lot to it. You know, if you get slowed down enough, and then you can hit the throttle pretty hard. Here's turn 6, where I said there's the curb on the inside, where if you do hit that, you're in for a world of hurt. So you have to hit it fast, you have to hit it perfect, and you also have to not hit the curb on the inside. There was turn 7. Here comes the corkscrew for turn 8. Very end, as I said, almost a blind coming down the hill, where if you get too far on the inside, you get the corner, you get the curb, another trouble spot. That led into turn 9 there, and then it's simple slow down right into turn 10. There would be the pit entry there on the left hand, which I do believe, I'll have to check, that mandatory pit is in this. There's turn 11, and then that feeds you right into the start-finish line. So if you can hit turn 11 good, come out of it good, then you're going to get some speed down the straight onto your second one. So we're going to jump back into the practice session here. It looks like we've had some more folks jump in. Let's check to see who we have at this point now. We have a total of 10, which is a fairly decent number. Scott Galbraith, there in your point of view, still leading the pack at a 136.5. Victor Paz about 4/10 behind that, and then Grimy Dog about 1 second off the pace. Greg Hancock 1.8, Joey Cook 2.4, Ryan Bonk 2.7, Rangy Rover, he's made it in. Good to see him out here today. He's about 4 seconds off, but fairly certain he has just jumped in, so he is just getting warmed up. You'll probably start seeing some good times come out of him very soon here. And Bernie Ecclestone has yet to set a time, along with Richard Blatcher. So 2 folks have yet to set a time. 8 minutes remaining for practice for some folks to hopefully jump in and get going. We'll see. And we're going to kind of see here too, which is what I'm kind of playing with, is that the point of view for Scott is a little bit behind the feed of the broadcasts. So, I'll probably leave it just to leave it to see how it does for this entire race. But it's going to be something we're going to have to play with. Basically, that little square in the left is basically streaming Scott's YouTube feed, from his system, from his point of view. So, it'll be good to see when you're not focused on Scott in the broadcast, where you can still kind of see from a point of view standpoint how it's going, but it may not sync up one-to-one with the broadcast itself. So, something a little different, something a little fun to try. Who knows if we'll stick with it? But hey, if you don't try something, you'll never know if it works, and then you can maybe build off of it and make it better. So that's what we're going to kind of be doing from here. Let's check the chat. We've got 2 likes. I'll say here on the video, for anyone that might be watching, who might watch it later, please like the video, like the previous videos of the channel, subscribe, set your notifications to, they call it the bell, hit the bell to customize your notifications of when we go live. If any videos go up, it's pretty good about, even if we don't have a live broadcast here on this YouTube page, we get all videos to here. That way there's one central spot for people to find all these videos, like them, go from there. I will also say that find the Discord, the Discord community. We run races throughout the week, Monday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, and then usually on Saturday and Sunday, of all various classes, circuits, tracks, various racing abilities. Sunday nights are the rookie, the quote-unquote rookie for race room, which is anyone with a reputation of 75 or under. So we sometimes run races for that class of people to, just get them racing to, if they up their reputation, then they can get into the longer endurance races on Wednesday nights. So starting on June 21st, we've got our 2nd season of the North American Race Room Championship. We're going to be running over 8 weeks the DTM 95 class. I believe we have about 4 spots left. So if you are finding this channel, finding our community, get signed up for that. It starts in about 9 days, if my math is correct. So it'll be here very soon. But yeah, we're trying to put out some good content. We're trying to bring people together, at least within the North America and South America regions, to fill up some race room servers and really just put on a good show. So we'll continue to build and continue to see how it goes. So of our racers, looks like we have one person that has yet to post a time. No, we actually are up to 13 racers, which is it's a pretty good number. It's fairly decent. We've had more, we've also had less. So person come in from Brazil, a couple people from Mexico. So the South American side are jumping in for this race. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they race. So some of these folks, we don't see them very often or at all, and kind of gives us an idea of how good folks are, or how clean of racers they are, or just how they interact with other cars around them on the track. So Rangy here set a green sector 1 for him, so that's a personal best and not a session best. Looks like he's about 6/10 off the fastest time, which is still Scott Galbraith. He has set a personal best sector 2. There he's coming into turn 10, flying through it, down to turn 11 there. Hopefully these two guys don't get in his way as he's trying to set a good lap time. But clean exit there, really no one in his way of those two folks. So he should be putting in a time 1:37.7. His fastest time is a 1:37.6. Puts him up into 4th, about 1.1 second off of Scott Galbraith. And if you are just joining us, this is the Porsche Carrera Cup on the WeatherTech Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca circuit. There is only one layout with 11 turns. Seeing times, at least the fastest time right now is a 1:36.5 there in the standings. So has a couple trouble spots. Turn 6, turn 8 down the corkscrew where Joey Cook just came through. Other than those two spots, at least if you're running a GT3 or something like that, it's about the only two places you might have an issue. With these Porsches, they can get kind of squirrely, is the best way to say it. The back ends can come out of them, get too much in the throttle, spin like crazy, like a top. So you really have to work the throttle and brake to, number one, get it slowed down, but then also number two, flow through the corner and then not smash the throttle and bring yourself around. It looks like Ryan Bonk is improving on his time. His current fastest time is 1:39.078. It looks like he is going to post a 1:38.117, puts him in 6th place. Someone was going crazy there at the end of the pit enter exit. Bernie Ecclestone, look at that. From sector 1, that is a session best. We're going to see where he ends up here after sector 2. Ended up nowhere. Into practice. So now we're on to what matters. So these guys have 10 minutes of qualifying. Session or server is now closed. If you drop out, well, I think they changed it, but so I'll say nobody can join from here on in. So we are locked into at least 12 racers at the moment. We will see if anyone would happen to drop out during this 10 minutes before race. So as you can see, as I was saying, the main broadcast window is kind of a little bit ahead Scott's point of view. But it's kind of cool to see, at least for me, to see what he's doing from his point of view, but also to see it in VR as he's going through this. So hopefully that just kind of adds a little bit more immersion to the video, to the broadcast, to the live stream. You know, take a poll afterwards, after some folks have watched it, to see how it really does, or how it comes across. So, but for right now, since it's 10:57 p.m. on a Saturday night, we're just gonna leave it. Just gonna go with it. So Scott has, well, that was his first lap out, so he has not really invalidated that per se, but he is coming around to his first time lap. Victor Paz is on his first time lap. I believe Grimy Dog is in front of him. So we'll follow Grimy for the time being here. Obviously, with him being the first in the line, he's going to be setting purple sectors all the way through, unless someone behind him steals it away very quickly. So we will see. So almost 34 seconds there into sector 1. Up and around turn 5. Up to turn 6. Cross our fingers that no one hits that inside curve this evening. Victor Paz following, getting a little bit wide there at the end of turn 6. Grabbing down the corkscrew, going through that very nicely. Around turn 9. Holding it pretty steady there, coming into turn 10. 109.343 for sector 2 for him. Oh my goodness. The car seemingly going across the track there somehow, some way. Almost nearly collected Grimy, so I'm assuming he probably had to get out of the throttle. Yes, Victor Paz sets a time of 1:37.75. Scott Galbraith 1:37.516. I want that. I want this. Greg Hancock comes in at 4th. We'll let the software kind of jump around to folks as they start coming through. Richard Blatcher is going to be slotted in 5th position. Grimy Dog sitting in 3rd. Purple sectors, well, Purple's sector 1. Doesn't get too wide there at the end of turn 6. Comes good. Up into turn 7 there. Down turn 8. We're still holding strong with 12 drivers. That's really nice. That's really good. We obviously want more, but it's a decent number. Grimy coming down, sliding through turn 10. We had a little Tokyo drift through turn 11. And a good exit there. And we're going to see where he ends up here. His time will obviously be better without nearly missing someone. That's gonna switch Victor Paz and himself for 2 and 3. Greg Hancock here coming through. Purple sector 1, green sector 2, comes across the line. Does not improve his time, so he must have been held up by traffic there. In sector 3, here comes Joey Cook. He is purple sector 1, green sector 3. See how turn 11 affects him here. Comes across the line at a 1:38.412. improves his time, keeps him in 5th. People must just be flying through Sector 1. Seems everyone we jump to has a purple Sector 1, so they have figured it out. Grimey's now purple Sector 2 through the corkscrew. Turn 9, coming down to turn 10. Making it through it, missing the curb. Looking good there. About 3:30 left in qualifying. And we have 3 folks that have yet to set a time. Rangy Rover, Ryan Bonk, Bernie Ecclestone. And Grimy is your pole sitter with a 137.128 at the moment. Jorge Oliva. I probably butchered that, so my apologies, but that's how I'm going to say it from here on out. Oliva. Purple Sector 1, green Sector 2. We'll see how we'll get a little squirrely there on the outside of turn 9 and turn 10. But does no damage. Collects it. Goes through there. Gets a little bit of the curb on the inside of turn 11. Comes down. Crosses the line there. 137.811 goes for 3rd best. So we still have 2 folks that have yet to set a time. St. Regis finally set a good time and is sitting in 7th place at the moment. Ryan Bonk and Bernie Ecclestone, which I believe are out there. Ryan Bonk, so he's green. Sector 1, coming down through the corkscrew. No issues there. Green Sector 2, personal best for him at the moment. No issues through turn 9, down here in turn 10. Yeah, just kisses the curb. Keeps right on going. Turn 11. We'll see where he puts it because this will be his last lap. The next one will not count for him. And he sits in 379, 5th place. That's fine. Bernie Ecclestone, he's purple Sector 1. Made it through turn 6. Heading up to the corkscrew. If he invalidates this one, he will be out of luck. So let's cross fingers that he can put in a time here. Green Sector 3, Sector 2, my apologies. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Through turn 9 there into turn 10. Slides right around the curb. Around turn 11. And we'll cross the line at 5th place. So there you have it. Your pole sitter, Scott Galbraith, with a 136.4, 444. Grimy Dog at number 2, 4/10 off the pace. Joey Cook, number 3, almost 6/10. Victor Paz, number 4. Bernie Ecclestone, P5. Jorge Oliva, P6. Ryan Bonk, P7. Greg Hancock, P8. Richard Blatcher, P9. Rangy Rover, P10. Emery Anderson, P11. Juan Guevara, P12. So, we have 38 seconds for these drivers to get to their spots on the track. make their final fuel calculations, make any quick car setup changes that they need. You can see Scott there is already in his P1 position, ready to rock and roll. We have, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 left in the pit lane. Bernie Ecclestone did not make it out there. Or that's just someone else. Grimy Dog. Bernie Ecclestone. Okay. So Grimy Dog is starting from the pits, and insanity ensues right away from the start. Some good starts. Bernie Ecclestone trying to make his way up in the second already. We're going to jump all over the place here. Right in. Joey Cook. Maintaining their P4. A little door banging there with Jorge. Oh, someone. Oh my goodness. People are everywhere. Bernie Ecclestone into the wall. Let's see. I think Jorge also was a little off there as well. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. They're all now flowing up to turn 6, where death may happen if you miss it incorrectly and hit too much of the inside. We're going to follow Rangy up here through turn 7 into the corkscrew, currently P6. Let's put on the compare next car so we can kind of see what happens here. Rangy taking the very inside line of the corkscrew. And listen, hey, if you do not get any track limits, it's all fair game. And it was. So he's trying to make his way to the back bumper of Richard Blatcher and try to get by. Down around turn 11, keeping it close. Crosses the line there. Still P6. Bernie Ecclestone trying to make his way back, sitting back there in P9 behind Ryan Bach. Through turn 1, down into turn 2. He's got the inside line. Some door banging. Some touches. Maybe some incident points, maybe not. But Bernie is now up back into P8. Goes a little bit wide, collects some of the gravel there. So we'll keep an eye on him, see how he goes. Victor Paz. Trying to keep up with Scott Galbraith at the moment. About 9/10 behind, so Scott's got it going for the time being. Just to say again, there at the bottom left is Scott's point of view. You might notice that it's a little bit behind the broadcast, but it's really just there for your enjoyment or mine. Ooh, so Scott, death. You'll see his point of view coming up right now. Just loses that back in through the corkscrew. Luckily, he's moving again. Back down to 9th. Not sure where he's going to. So now he's 8th. So there's craziness all over the place. We're going to see a lot of craziness, I'm assuming. Almost where I probably won't be able to keep up with everything going on. Rangy Rover's made his way up into 4th. Greg Hancock here, sitting in 6th place, so 5, 6, 7, very close. Trying to keep it close. Ryan Baum trying to get to the inside, just cannot get there. He's going to be following through into turn 3. Under the bridge into turn 4. Let's jump to really close. Rangy here in P4, trying to get to P3, still right there behind Richard Blatcher. They both have moved up. With Scott having an issue with the corkscrew, moving to the back. Well, not to the back, but moving further back. So Rangy's going to do everything he can here, trying to get P3. Hancock have switched. So Ryan Bonk has gotten by. I think right before the corkscrew. It looks like. Let's go to the dash cam of Rangy here. See how close he can get. Turn 11. I'm no expert, but that was pretty perfect for turn 11. I mean, right in, right out. Kept very close to the inside curve, inside line. Just playing it. Something I can't do. Come down here to turn 2. He might try the inside, outside, inside move. Blatcher's doing a fairly good job. Ooh, here comes Bernie Ecclestone in, going sideways. Collects Rangy just a little bit. So that's going to push Rangy back about 1.5 seconds from Blatcher. Probably no damage from that, but just the inconvenience of being slowed down there ever so slightly. We'll jump back to Bernie. Bernie is having all kinds of issues. His car probably has suspension damage, and he may need to take an extra long pit stop to fix some of that. So the closest battle at the moment is really 4, 5, and 6 here with Rangy, Ryan Bonk, Greg Hancock. So we will keep it within these 3 here for a little bit to see how they do here. So as we can see, looks like Ryan's lost a little bit of time to Rangy there. Rangy's gaining back on Blatcher. So Rangy's very small running with Bernie Ecclestone hasn't hindered him a whole lot. Maybe just slowed down from Rangy getting by Blatcher. You see here coming through turn 6. Let's jump to the dash cam real fast. Turn 6, ooh, scares me every time. If it's me or anyone else going through turn 6, it's deadly. So we'll watch Rangy come up here through 7 in the corkscrew. Taking the candy stripe. Trying to get to the inside. Blatcher's closing it off there. It looks like Scott once again in the corkscrew, from his point of view, went off not too long ago. So, as I kind of said, leading up to the race, the turn 6 and turn 7, 8 corkscrew is really what will throw people out, unfortunately. We're going to continue to stick with Rangy here to see. We'll get the full-on cockpit. We'll see the beautiful interior of the Carrera Cup. See Rangy working that steering wheel. Now about 6/10, almost 7/10 back. Getting through turn 5. Rangy caught a little bit of the curb there on the inside. which caused him to have to just work that steering wheel back and forth to correct itself. Luckily, he did correct it, did not lose it in the corkscrew, and he's continuing on. Ryan Bonk is right on the back of Rangy, so 3, 4, 5 are very close right there. If you're keeping tabs on Scott there in the bottom left, he is currently sitting in P7. About 7 seconds behind P6. We will stick with these three here at the moment. P4 through 6. Very close. Very tight racing. Pretty clean racing with no issues. For most of these folks, Rangy goes to the inside. It's great. It's a great pass. Let's switch to dash cam. Mr. Bonk. That's on the back of this train. P3 through 5. There's all three of them here come through the corkscrew. Down and around. Oh! Once again, you see that if you get too much of that yellow curve on the inside of the corkscrew, it really just throws the car off completely, where you have to obviously get out of the throttle, shake the wheel violently, say a couple prayers, and maybe correct it to where you're still on the asphalt, but not within the desert area on each side. So because of that little wiggle, Ryan's about 7/10 off Blatcher there, which looks like Blatcher got a little loose, coming to a stop, so that opens the door for Bonk here. They may go side by side, a little touch there on the left side rear quarter panel. He's hounding him at the moment. Right behind Ryan is Greg Hancock again. So he has caught up. Let's go to him, that way you can kind of see everyone here in line. So Greg gets a very good release of that up the hill into turn 6. Everyone doing a fantastic job of avoiding the death curve in T6. Scott's hanging out there, P7, really behind this group here. Ryan goes a little wide there, some of the desert area, off to the left. So these three seem to be really doing an accordion effect where they will be very close for a lap or two. And they'll kind of span out and then come right back together after a couple laps. So they're doing what they need to do to stay close. Let's see, let's check. Emery Anderson has retired. Juan Guevara has retired. And Grimy never started. He may have disconnected in between qualifying and the race. Jump back to Ryan Bonk here. He's about 8/10 off of P4. He is the closest. This is the closest battle at the moment. Oh, kind of caught it perfectly there. So the back end of Ryan's car just kept right on going around instead of slowing down. So that has obviously pushed him well back. Scott has gotten by into P6. You may have caught that on his point of view as well, with him going by. So now Now everyone's fanned out. Victor Paz sitting comfortably up here in P1, 5 seconds ahead of Jorge Oliva. I have not seen any yellow flags come up for Victor as of yet, so that kind of means that he has been just steady on the circuit with hardly any issues. So that's solid work here for the first 15 minutes of this race. Behind him, you have Jorge Oliva sitting in P2, about 6 seconds back. Really haven't seen much pop up for him as well, so he seems to be running a pretty calm, clean race up at this point. Rangy, about 1.9 seconds back, 2 seconds, going up the hill. Depending on how fast he gets through turn 6, he might get some of those back. Manages to keep it on the candy stripe and not hit the green. On the outside of the track there, down in the corkscrew. See how much inside he takes. Yeah. Perfect amount. Behind Rangy, we've got Richard. About 3.4 seconds. Already got through the corkscrew. Down there around turn 9. Into turn 10 there. Down to turn 11. So he is steady as she goes. Looks like Scott has gotten by. That's the yellow car there. Behind Richard. So he is up to 5th now. With Greg Hancock sitting in 6th. So something must have happened to Greg. He was ahead of Scott. Bernie Ecclestone has planted himself in between Hancock and Bonk. As you remember, Bonk just went off not too long ago in turn 5. Where the car just kind of kept going right around on him, put him on the inside, and he had to do a little U-turn to get back on the track. There's the mentioned Mr. Bonk. Now back in 8th place, so he's going to try to catch up to Bernie. Luckily, there's 22 minutes to go. Yes, let me check. As I was talking earlier. So this race does not have a mandatory pit. So they are not required to come in and change at least 2 tires. So I do not know if these cars can go the entire time on fuel and or tires. So it's going to be really a mystery if anyone has to come in, if they're not coming in for damage. So there may not be any strategy to this whatsoever other than just driving the tires off this car to try to get your position as high as possible. So Scott here is trying to work on Richard Blatcher. His point of view down there in the left, a little bit behind, but you're getting a full-time look of what he's dealing with in the car, also in VR. So you get even more immersion of all the bumps, him looking around, and everything else. So it's fun to watch, at least for me. If anyone else watching at the moment, hopefully it's fun for you. Grimy. I hate to hear that, man. Crashed the desktop at race launch. Man. So grimy, I hate to hear it. I've had that before as well, so I know that pain of going through practice, going through qualifying, having a good time, and then race room decides to just really crap out on you. So I'll cross my fingers the next time for you, whether it be a long race or a short race, it doesn't do that again. As we're looking here, looks like we're back to Scott. It's kind of bouncing back and forth between Scott and Rangy at the moment, as they are the closest to the next position in front of them on the track. Rangy here, I mean, since this track is crazy enough as it is, I like to, oh my, who was that? That was Joey Cook. Either missed the breaking point there in turn 3 or just last turn 4. Up into turn 5 now, so something happened where he just went off very hard within turn 4 there, kind of smashed at the front. Hopefully he doesn't have a whole lot of damage, if any. Get back up to Rangy, under a second to P2. Scott's in P5, trying his hardest to get up to P4. We'll stick with Rangy only because kind of have that picture-in-picture so we can see, not necessarily in real time, a little bit behind, but that can keep an eye on Scott. See if you can get by. Move to the dash. Yeah, we'll move to the cockpit cam of Rangy here. Get a good view of the interior, how he's working the wheel. So for my timing sheet, Scott's getting very close to Blatcher P4. As you can see just now there. So in turn 5, they were very close. Coming up into T6. We're heading with the corkscrew now. Rangy Tokyo drifting that back end, but managing to just keep it where it needs to be. So let's jump. Bernie Ecclestone is now getting close again to Greg Hancock. Put it in the cockpit. See where he can get to. I'll take a short break to say that if you like what you see here, or if you like what we're doing with the videos, I'm trying to make them entertaining, but also just to make them good to watch, whether it's live or on a replay. You know, if you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Let us know in the comments, you know, what you're not liking or what you are liking, or what I can do better, what the community can do better as a whole for the videos. You know, if you like what you're seeing, subscribe as well. Set the notifications where you know, all the races that we do, whether they're live or not, here on this page get uploaded. So if you got your notification set, you're usually getting one in the middle of the night of when these videos get posted. So it's a good thing to wake up to. To go along with the YouTube page, you know, find our Discord community. We're kind of growing day by day, getting more and more people in. You know, a lot of good racers, a lot of good people. It's a great community to be a part of, to race with, and to you know, either grow within race room or just grow all together in sim racing. So That's my short infomercial. You know, like what you see here, dislike it, let us know, find the community, join it, be active, you know, have fun. That's all I'm here for, is really to have fun, make fun for others. Everyone have a great time. It's a fun game. Let's play it, you know. So during all that time, Bernie Ecclestone managed to get by Greg Hancock. And goes a little bit wide, gets a little bit of the gravel. If I'm looking at my timing sheets, let's jump to, everyone's got to fanned out once again. Greg is the closest to Bernie Ecclestone. Scott, there in the bottom left, he's up to 4th again. He had a yellow flag. Oh, Jorge. You see that come up on his screen as well down there, but Jorge seemed to be, he had a little incident there, a little spin in the corkscrew. Scott is now back up to 3rd, which is a phenomenal time there to, I think he's spun out twice in the corkscrew. He's had two incidents in there, so he's battled his way back up to 3rd, which is fantastic work. Only because I haven't really talked about him in quite a while. Victor Paz here, once again, is almost 9 seconds ahead of Rangy Rover, so he is using this vehicle like a fine instrument. He's doing everything he needs to do. He's staying out of any and all problems. You know, maybe like right there, going a little bit wide, but I mean, not enough to upset the car and really slow him down. So he is full sail. He's not stopping for anybody. He got away with taking a lot of curb right there. I think he may have straddled the curb. I guess if you straddled it, you're fine. But if you get a tire on it, you're not. Just trying to see here. So we're down to 9 racers. 12 started. 9 remain. About 12 minutes to go. 12 and some change. They've done 17 laps. I think Victor's now on lap 18. I'll tell you what, let me look at the full on. So everyone's still running, is at least on the lead lap. No one has been lapped, so that's good to see. I mean, you don't like to see back markers, blue flags being waved. That's a plus, at least, from everyone that's in here. But you can see there, you know, almost 8 seconds to P2 from Victor. Scott's about 15 seconds back from P1. Oliva, 17, and then on. So there's a pretty wide gap there between P1 and P9. About 109. So, I mean, Victor could, by the end of this, maybe lap one person. We'll have to see. Put that back to the relative time from the position ahead. I'm going to let Auto Director kind of jump around here, because he'll probably find better stuff than I will. So this is Oliva. What is he? Just a second back from Scott Galbraith, down through the corkscrew. Taking a lot of curb there, which always surprises me. Some folks can get away with taking a lot of curb there, where other times you take very little of it. You're looking the wrong way. So he's now under 1 second to Scott. They're to come across the line there. They're now on lap 19. About 1 second separates them. Scott is what? It's 7 seconds back from P2. But these two P3 and 4 are, you know, almost 12 seconds ahead of P5, so they have quite the buffer to the places behind them. So they're kind of in their own little bubble. So if they don't have any problems, then it's going to be just down to racing ability for how this shakes out. What are we now, under 10 minutes? About 9.5 minutes left. That'll be, I don't know, I mean, if I could tell on Scott's screen, it would say how many in his HUD, how many laps he has left. Let me see if I can make that bigger. At least a lot. So his HUD says they should have about 6 laps left from this point. So they're going to get to about 26 laps. I think that's what I said in the lead up. 25, 26. You can see here that Oliva is very close. Very close to the back bumper. Actually, we're gonna put ourselves in the cockpit with Mr. Oliva, as he's now side by side. He's now behind. Where's he at? So there's Scott, now behind Oliva. You'll see the battle even more there in the bottom left as they go side by side. Scott gets, I don't know if he was bumped out of the way or if he slid out of the way. But, yeah, might have been a slight contact there. Oliva getting by. We'll kind of stay in this one that we can kind of see, you know, how close Scott can get here, since you got his point of view in the bottom left. These two are still the closest to each other on the track at the moment, as we are now about 7 minutes away from the finish. Battle for the last podium position. Oh. So there's a little bit of a hitch there with Oliva, which allowed Scott to, you just saw in Scott's point of view down there that the back end just got a little loose on him, which then really caused him to have to slow down to get it back in order. Scott flew right by him, so another change for P3. Down the corkscrew. Oh. Back in, going one way, the front end going another way. Causes him to have to back off, and adds a little bit more of a buffer there for Scott. Now about a second apart. Scott's going to do all that he can to put in some perfect laps to increase that time between them. And Oliva again seems to be losing the back end a lot. I don't know if he's hitting the curbs. I can't really tell, at least from his point of view. if he's hitting the curbs and just causing it to slide one way while trying to go the other. Could also be maybe his tires are really starting to just fall off. There have been no pit stops. I'm not sure the life that these tires are good for. Scott's tires, they're all still green. His left front is blue, so I mean, at least for Scott, his tires are not red, dying. So Oliva's, I would assume, probably are in the same fashion. But hey, you know, maybe he's driving a little bit harder on them, so they're starting to give out a little bit more. Slow down penalty for abusing the track limits, so that'll give even more time to Scott to try to pull away a little bit. Just an update of people still in this race. Ryan Bonk has been lost, whether it was due to disconnect or damage, one or the other. He is out, so there are 8 folks left. Joey Cook sitting in P8, about 18 seconds behind P7. Richard Blatcher, who's about 6 seconds behind Greg Hancock, sitting in P6. 8 seconds behind Bernie Ecclestone, P5. Unfortunately, from there, 10 seconds ahead is Jorge Oliva, who we've been following, who is now about 2 seconds behind Scott Galbraith there in P3. 10 seconds up the road, Rangy Rover, just now hitting the corkscrew in P2. Bouncing that car up and down, using those shocks. If we had sparks, you'd probably see sparks, maybe. From Rangy, about 4.5 seconds up to Victor Paz, who did not start P1, but has been P1 maybe for all but one lap of this race. So he has been up there and he has been just killing the track. So that was kind of the late rundown there from P8 to P1. There is 2 minutes left. Victor should, barring any issues, but he should make it around before that timer ends. So there should be one more full lap after this one. So one last little thing to watch out for will be, I would assume everyone put enough fuel in, but you know, it's always a possibility that someone runs out of fuel. Keep an eye on that, or at least try to. But yeah, Victor is, as I've said a couple times, just cool, calm, and collected through here. I mean, he's not doing anything to, you know, mess his race up or any laps or get the car loose or get the car crazy. It's really just keeping it smooth through all the corners, at least from what I've seen. It may not be 100%. I haven't followed him 100%, but he's done everything he's needed to do up until this point, which this should be the last lap coming up. Rangy, about 3 seconds behind there, coming out of turn 11. Closest battle to the moment, P4 and 3. Jorge Oliva is about 1.5 seconds behind Scott. So we might bounce around somewhere at some point. I hope for anyone watching at the moment, or for anyone that watches later, hopefully this has been somewhat enjoyable. At least that's what I try to make these enjoyable for everyone. Enjoyable for me to do. enjoyable for you all to watch. So, if not, put a comment in there. Whether it's good or bad, shove a comment in there. I'll read them all. I love them all. Victor Paz coming through the corkscrew for the last time. No issues. Rangy Rover made it through with no issues as well. Down through P9. Once these two cross the line, we are going to jump to P4 because Jorge Oliva has gotten very close. Scott just got a slowdown, so it's going to bring him even closer to P4. But Victor Paz, your 40-minute Porsche Carrera Cup Laguna Seca winner, P1. Perfect race for him. Rangy coming through his P2. Solid race for him as well. We're going to jump here. Here they come. It's probably going to stay 3 and 4. But Scott Galbraith coming down P3. Jorge Oliva P4. So, phenomenal race for Scott to have a couple incidents and make his way back for a podium finish. Everyone wants to win every time, but sometimes, well, you can't win every time. But a podium is just as great after having problems like that. Bernie Ecclestone just crossed the line, P5. Here comes George Hancock, P6 across the line there. Richard Blatcher, P7. And Joey Cook coming, where is he? Turn 10. Into turn 11. And it is always a plus to finish any race. So congratulations to these 8 drivers that have passed. Let's turn off Scott's point of view there since we're out of it. And here's the final standings. Victor Paz, your winner. P1, Rangy Rover, P2. Scott, P3, and also the fastest lap for Scott. What did he have? A 1:36.1. Jorge Oliva, P4. Bernie Ecclestone, P5. My game did something weird there, but to run through it really fastly, Jorge Oliva P4, Bernie Ecclestone P5, George Hancock P6, Richard Blatcher P7, Joey Cook P8, Ryan Bonk P9, Emery Anderson P10. There were 2 more. I know Grimey was P12. He had a crash to the desktop. Unfortunate for him, but I know we will see him again, and we will see him race again. So, with that, 11:50 p.m. Saturday night. Thank you if you were here. Thank you if you were here watching along. Thank you if you watch later on, whenever you do, or if you do. As I've said a couple times, like our videos, subscribe, comment on the videos, set your notification for the videos, find our Discord community, join up there, meet a lot of good people, meet a lot of good racers, have a great time. We race multiple times a week. Seems like every day there's something going on. So if you join the community, look for the information for the second season of the North America Race Room Championship, the DTM 95 class, over 8 weeks, starting Monday, June 21st. So there are, I believe, as of right now, 4 spots left. I will actually not throw up, but put that up just for some quick information. But you will find more about this in the Discord. So the Discord link will be in the description of this video. That should get you to the Discord. From there, find your way to the Race App website. That will give you information about this. Join it. 4 spots left. It's going to be a fun time. There's been a baseline setup for the car. So if you're not good on setups like I am not, Some folks have already done kind of the back end work to make the car drivable, to make it fun. So at this point, I'm really just talking too much. So I will leave you for the evening. Um, you know, good racing to everyone that was in there, to everyone that showed up. The next race will be, I think there's something tomorrow. I don't know if we'll be live or not, but if a video is done, it will go up. And then from there, on to Monday, the endurance at Bordeaux on Wednesday. So all kinds of stuff. Look out for us. We're everywhere. So have a great night and